Let me tell you something that's going to change everything you think you know about attraction. It's not your looks, it's not your money, it's not your car, your job, or how tall you are. Women can resist all of that. But there's one thing, one specific quality that bypasses logic, ignores their checklist, and makes them feel something they can't explain or control. And once you understand what this is and how to embody it, you'll never struggle with female attention again. If you are new here, my name is Emilia Torres, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, where I talk about relationship, men's dating, and how you can improve your overall personality in order to pursue meaningful relationships. So today, I'm breaking down the one thing women cannot resist in a man, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll see attraction in a completely different light. So stay with me because this isn't theory, this is reality. Let's get into it. Before we dive in, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me if you've ever noticed this quality in other men and wondered why women gravitate toward them. Because once you understand this, you can't unsee it, and more importantly, you can start becoming it. Alright, let's break it down. The one thing women cannot resist is grounded masculine presence. Not arrogance, not dominance, not aggression, but calm, centered, unshakable masculine energy. And here's why this is so powerful. In a world where most men are anxious, reactive, seeking validation, and constantly performing to impress women, a man who's grounded in his own presence stands out like a lighthouse in a storm. He doesn't need to prove anything. He doesn't need to convince anyone. He just is. And that energy, that stillness, that confidence that comes from within is magnetic. Now, let me explain what grounded masculine presence actually looks like, because a lot of men hear this and think it means being emotionless or distant. That's not it at all. Grounded masculine presence is about being fully present in the moment. It's about not being thrown off by external circumstances. It's about staying calm when everyone else is panicking. It's about making decisions without second-guessing yourself. It's about moving through the world with intention, not urgency. It's about knowing who you are and not apologizing for it. Think about the men women chase, not the ones they settle for, not the ones they date out of convenience, the ones they actually want. What do these men have in common? They're not trying, they're not performing, they're not seeking validation, they're just existing in their own energy, comfortable in their own skin, and women feel that. Women feel when a man is grounded, and they're drawn to it like a magnet. Because in his presence, they feel safe, they feel like they can let their guard down, they feel like they can be feminine. And that feeling is what creates attraction. Here's the psychology behind it. Women are wired to seek security and stability, not just financial security, though that plays a role. It's emotional security. The sense that when life gets chaotic, when things fall apart, when pressure mounts, the man next to them won't crumble. He'll stay solid, and the only way a woman can know if you're that man is by testing your presence, by watching how you respond to stress, by seeing if you stay grounded when she's emotional, by observing whether you hold your frame when challenged. And when you pass those tests, when you consistently show up as calm, centered, and unshakable, attraction isn't a choice for her, it's a biological response. Now, let's talk about what kills presence, because most men sabotage themselves without even realizing it. The number one presence killer is neediness, needing her approval, needing her validation, needing her to like you. The moment you need something from a woman, you lose your presence, because now you're not grounded in yourself. You're dependent on her response, and women feel that immediately. They sense when a man is seeking validation, and it kills attraction instantly, because neediness communicates insecurity, and insecurity is the opposite of presence. Another presence killer is reactivity, reacting to everything she says or does, matching her emotional energy, getting defensive when she challenges you, losing your cool when things don't go your way. Reactivity shows that you're not in control of yourself, that external circumstances dictate your emotional state. And if you can't control yourself, how can she trust you to lead? How can she feel safe with you? She can't, so she pulls away, not because she doesn't like you, but because your lack of presence makes her feel unsafe. The third presence killer is overthinking, being in your head instead of being in the moment, analyzing every word you say, worrying about how she's perceiving you. Second-guessing your decisions. Overthinking takes you out of presence and puts you in anxiety, and women feel that too. They sense when a man is in his head, and it creates distance. Because presence requires being fully here, fully engaged, fully in your body, and overthinking pulls you out of that. So how do you develop grounded masculine presence? It starts with self-awareness. You have to know who you are, what you value, what you stand for, what your boundaries are. When you're clear on these things, you're not easily shaken. You're not seeking validation from others because you've validated yourself. You don't need approval because you approve of yourself, and that internal clarity creates external presence. The second step is emotional regulation, learning to stay calm under pressure, not suppressing your emotions, but not being controlled by them either. When something happens that would normally make you react, you pause, you breathe, you respond instead of reacting. This is presence, this is control, and women notice it immediately. Because most men can't do this. Most men get emotional and lose their composure, but a man who stays grounded, who stays calm, who doesn't let external chaos affect his internal state, that man commands respect. The third step is physical grounding. Your body language matters. A lot. If you're fidgeting, hunched over, moving frantically, you're communicating anxiety. But if you stand tall, move slowly, occupy space without apology, you're communicating presence. Women read body language before they hear a single word you say. So your physical presence needs to match your internal state. Slow down your movements, deepen your breathing, relax your shoulders, take up space. These small shifts create massive changes in how women perceive you. The fourth step is purpose. A man without purpose is a man without presence, because presence comes from knowing where you're going and why. When you have a mission, a goal, something you're building toward, you're not easily distracted or derailed. You're focused, you're driven, and women feel that energy. They sense when a man has direction. And they want to be part of that journey. But if you're drifting, if you're just existing without purpose, there's nothing for her to attach to. Nothing for her to respect. And without respect, there's no attraction. Now, let me give you a real-world example of what grounded masculine presence looks like in action. You're on a date. She's testing you. Maybe she's being difficult. Maybe she's challenging your opinions. Maybe she's pulling back emotionally. Most men would panic. They'd try harder. They'd explain. They'd justify. They'd chase. But a man with presence. He stays calm. He doesn't react. He listens without getting defensive. He responds with confidence, not insecurity. And in that moment, she feels his strength. She sees that he's not shaken by her tests, and attraction skyrockets. Or picture this. You're in a social setting. Other men are trying to dominate the conversation, be the loudest, get the most attention. But you? You're calm. You're quiet. You speak when you have something to say, not just to fill silence. You listen. You observe. You're fully present, and women notice. Because while everyone else is performing, you're just being. And that authenticity, that presence, draws them in. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. Women don't fall for what you say. They fall for how you make them feel. And presence, grounded masculine presence, makes them feel safe, seen, and feminine. It creates a space where they can let go of control and just be. And that's what they're craving. Not another guy trying to impress them. Not another performer seeking validation, but a man who's so solid in himself that his presence alone is enough. So if you want to become the man women cannot resist, stop chasing, stop performing, stop seeking validation, start building presence, start grounding yourself in who you are, start developing emotional regulation, start moving with intention, start living with purpose, because when you embody grounded masculine presence, you don't need to chase women. They chase you, not because you're playing games, but because your energy is so rare, so powerful, that they can't help but be drawn to it. And here's the final piece. Presence isn't something you turn on and off. It's not a tactic. It's a way of being. It's who you are when no one's watching. It's how you show up every single day. So the work isn't about learning tricks or techniques. The work is about becoming the kind of man who naturally embodies this energy. And when you do, everything changes. Women respond differently. Opportunities open up. Life becomes easier because you're no longer fighting against yourself. You're aligned. You're grounded. You're present. So let me ask you this. Are you living with presence? Or are you constantly in your head, seeking validation, reacting to everything around you? Because the difference between these two states is the difference between struggling with women and having them pursue you. It's the difference between feeling anxious and feeling powerful. It's the difference between performing and being. Alright, that's it for today. If this video shifted your perspective, smash that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and drop a comment telling me what you're going to do today to start building more presence in your life. And remember, women don't resist grounded masculine presence. They're drawn to it. So become that man. And watch everything change. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at ameliam.torres. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.